Evening first tonight, Bill Shorten has officially launched his bid to be our next Prime Minister, telling the party faithful Labor can and must win on the 2nd of July. The centrepiece of today's pitch, tax breaks for small businesses that hire new parents, carers and young or older workers. Adam Todd reports from Western Sydney.
Labor rolls out its heroes.
From Julia Gillard, the one and only Paul Keating, Bob Hawke,
Kevin Rudd, a notable absentee, as a couple of old foes put their differences aside. Among the party luminaries, Bill Shorten reprised some vintage Labor lines.
This election is a battle for our generation of true believers. It's our time.
The opposition leader launching Labor's campaign with a rallying cry to the faithful.
Mr Turnbull says he's got this in the bag. He claims he's already won it. I say to him, never underestimate Labor. You ain't seen anything yet, has he? We can win. We must win.
But he also made his pitch to the Liberal heartland, unveiling tax concessions for small businesses. Labor would offer tax breaks of up to $20,000 for any small business that hires a parent going back to work, a carer, anyone under 25 or over 55. Labor says it would create 30,000 jobs every year.
We have a real jobs plan and a responsible tax cut.
Bill Shorten also announced plans to reverse more than $800 million in cuts to bulk billing incentives for pathology and diagnostic imaging services. In front of supporters spruiking Labor's 100 positive policies, Bill Shorten went hard on Labor's key negative line of attack.
In one word, Medicare.
Insisting the coalition plans to privatise Australia's universal healthcare scheme.
Piece by piece, brick by brick, the Liberals have never liked Medicare and they want to tear it down again.
What Bill Shorten is doing is peddling an extraordinary lie, so audacious. It defies belief.
With less than 2 weeks to go, Bill Shorten is the underdog, but he knows many voters will only start paying attention in coming days. A chance to convince those who are still undecided.
We will be a Labor government that will always put people first. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
And hoping people will put him first on their ballot paper.
And Adam Todd was at the campaign launch in Western Sydney. And Adam, Mr Shorten was certainly fired up.
Well, Natasha, both sides believe Malcolm Turnbull is the front runner heading into these final 2 weeks of campaigning. Therefore, Bill Shorten must nail every opportunity, and none bigger than today's official campaign launch here in the crucial battleground of Western Sydney. Now, Labor clearly believes that this Medicare privatisation campaign is starting to bite in the electorate. The Prime Minister, for his part, is certainly keen to kill that off as an issue. That's why we've seen those emphatic never-ever denials that he delivered today. Now, as for the Prime Minister, he will officially launch the Coalition's campaign next Sunday.
Adam, thank you. As Labor was launching its campaign, the Prime Minister was meeting with truckies, but he also used the opportunity to guarantee future funding for youth mental health services. The pledge follows concerns the Coalition's policy may leave thousands of teenagers at risk of suicide. Catalina Flores has this story.
There you go, Jack. Wow, look at that.
Giving his grandson Jack a lesson in truck driving, the Prime Minister may have been surrounded by owner-drivers, but it was a guarantee on youth mental health funding which advocates were desperately seeking.
50% of mental health problems start before the age of 15 and 75% before the age of 25.
There were concerns new primary health networks would cut funding for youth mental health headspace centres and scrap early psychosis programs.
Well, if those models were not to be continued, then I think the lives and futures of young people would be very much at risk.
But their worries were largely eased from both sides of politics today.
The headspace services will continue to receive support. Their funding is not at risk.
Labor will, therefore, provide the funding to keep Headspace centres open in their 95 locations.
So I'm confident that we will be able to go forward in a very positive way.
As the campaign nears the finish line, Malcolm Turnbull used the 9th Prime Minister's Olympic dinner last night to draw contrasts to the current political race.
But in this longer than usual election campaign, I suspect all of us involved have some appreciation for how the marathon runners must feel as they approach the finish line, giving it our all and fiercely competitive to the end.
But in this competition, hurdles yet remain, such as a croaky throat.
Do you have any flu remedies for me? I'd be happy to receive some advice.
There'll be plenty of advice between now and Election Day. Catalina Flores, 10 Eyewitness News.